really didn't expect this. Just coming down to support Brother Vic and Tauawhi Men's Centre, and I wasn't expecting anything like this. I've never been given anything or acknowledged in terms of the work that have been doing over the years with a special gift like this, especially from outside of my rohe. And so it's a real honour to be able to accept this, and I accept it on behalf of my lovely lady, who I met in 1978 as a gang leader of the Black Power in North. And I owe it to her. I met her as a 17-year-old girl. 38 years later, I'm still married to her, happily. Married her twice. I owe it to her. Three things happened that made me change a lot of what I did. Was a gang shooting, the district court judge by the name of Judge Rutherford Paul, and my partner. She said to me that if you don't change, I'm going to leave. Well, I didn't change, and she did leave. And that found me sitting in a courthouse in a holding cell where Judge Rutherford Paul was the presiding judge. And he said to me as I walked up into the courthouse, stood in the dock, and he said to me, "Paikea, if you don't start making changes in your life, prison's going to be your future." And he said, I want you to reflect on what I'm telling you. I'm not going to deal with you this morning. I'm going to I deal with all the other men that are here today, and I'm going to deal with you last. So when I went back into my cell, I sat on the edge of my bunk and thought about the words that he said about change. And it was in that prison cell that I decided to make those changes. Not only because of what he said, but because when I walked up into the courthouse, I looked at the back and I found that my partner was no longer sitting there, because I got arrested numerous times. I got arrested that many times. I'd even turn up to court on a Monday just to see if my name got called out. So that's how much of a haututu I was. And when I found that my partner was no longer sitting at the back of the courthouse, I knew then that she'd made her choice, and she took off. And so when the judge gave me that opportunity to turn my life around, I took that. He didn't jail me, and although the charge that I was up on warranted me to be imprisoned. And so I got things right. I did the periodic detention, everything else, and I decided to head off down to Christchurch to reconcile with my girlfriend at the time, and restore our relationship. And like I said, 38 years later, I'm still with her. I'm a changed man. And I've been drug and alcohol free for over 25 years. My wife and I are currently specialist caregivers for child, youth and family. We have been doing that for the last 19 years. And in those in the 19 years, we've whanaued over 181 young people in our home. And these are boys from broken homes. These are boys that some of them can never go home. And so I do have a big family. I have 6 daughters, 1 son, and a loving wife. So I just want to say to Hamua that it's wonderful to be able to sit here today and laugh, because the job that Vic and I do, there's not a lot of laughter. We've been privileged to be able to come down to Tairawhiti and spend a bit of time in the Wairoa community. This week we were over in Wairoa, and Vic spoke, and there were most of the men there were crying, because we have a story to tell, and we haven't got any qualifications. The only qualifications that Vic and I have is a full driver's license that qualifies us to drive. I guess the only alphabets that we have after our name is QBE, which is qualified by experience, as opposed to OBE, other buggers' efforts. But it is a journey that Vic and I are passionate about, and it's not just a job to us, it's our lifestyle. It is something that we're passionate about. And I can tell you that we're going to start seeing some changes in this country. And we all have the ability to influence somebody. And I think it's about time that us men stood up.